These videos are made for the purpose of entertainment. These are not made to give you an excuse to harass the original creator. I do not condone the harassment or bullying of the creators featured in these videos.
Hello everybody, my name is Yuji and welcome back to another video. Peparmint Splash is a My Little Pony OC that was posted in 2017 by the user Peparmint Splash on DeviantArt. And to help differentiate the user from the OC, I'm going to call the user Pepper and the OC Peparmint Splash. Pepper, I believe, was on DeviantArt for only a year before her account was deleted. She only had one OC, technically, Peparmint Splash, who had different forms: Nightmare Splash, Heart Splash, Mystic Splash, and Splash. There was also an Equestria Girls version of Peparmint Splash. Muffin and I made a video about this character a few years ago, and soon after, Pepper's account was deleted. And from what I remember, her account was reported for her being underage because she admitted to being only 10 years old in a note to another deviant, but was lying about being 13, 14 other places on the site. And when we made the video, we made it under the assumption that she was a teenager and not a literal baby. And honestly, we were both pretty convinced that this was just another troll account. There were so fucking many popping up on DeviantArt that it was damn near impossible to tell which accounts were real and which ones were not. I haven't seen any trace of Pepper since then. She got bombarded quite a bit during her time on DeviantArt. 2016 to 2017 was the time for people finding OCs and profiles they didn't like and just going fucking nuts. I'm going to be going over these characters again, mostly for nostalgic reasons. This character is one of the ones that I think about occasionally, and I feel dissatisfied with my old video, so I'm redoing it. There's technically 6 characters total, but honestly, a lot of the characters' bios aren't super different from each other from what I remember, because they're all technically the same OC, but presented as different characters. I remember this confusing the hell out of Muffin and I back then, along with the inclusion of real people and things in the character's bio, like YouTubers. We got a comment that actually explains why she included real people and why these characters were presented so oddly. The comment is from the user The Pink Rabbit, and let me just read this off to you. I think I finally figured out why Peparmint has so many different forms that are different from each other, as well as why she likes things that aren't in the canon show. I have a feeling that Peparmint and the other variations are self-inserts of the user who created them, and each are just different personalities of the user. But I guess she wasn't aware that self-inserts were different from OCs, so she referred to the characters as OCs. This could explain why she has so many different forms and different personalities and weird non-canon likes. I kinda do the same with my main OC, but I keep her appearance consistent and don't give her likes that fall out of canon, and her personality changes depending on the fandom or her age, but yeah. Which is something I never thought about, and this explanation makes everything make so much sense. Pepper had her OC's information kinda scattered all over her DA page, which personally irritates the hell out of me when people do that. Like, can you at least go back and link the new info in the old descriptions? Please? I don't want to run around looking for information on your stuff. I just want to find it all nice and organized in one place. But that's enough of my rambling. Let's get on with the video. We're going to start off with the original Peparmint Splash design. I still have a hard time getting behind this design. It's very cluttered and it makes everything hard to see. And some of the colors just clash in a very unpleasant way. Mostly that forest green color and that really pale blue that looks gray. I'm not against complex character designs, but the design has to be well put together. This design reminds me of when you click the randomizer button on Pony Creator and you get an absolute mess of a character design. Now granted, Peppermint's design is not that bad, all things considered. It's a design that could easily work, it just needs some tweaking, so it's not as messy as it is now. Her cutie mark is pretty basic, kind of boring, honestly. It's a heart with a... I always forget what these things are called. Is that a treble clef? It's been years since I've read sheet music. But the heart is colored in with the same colors as her hair, and it makes it hard to see the treble clef in the center. If you wanted to use those colors for the cutie mark and have a heart What you could have done is had the treble clef there and had it surrounded by other musical notes. The bottoms of those notes being shaped like little hearts, and each of the symbols is one of those three colors. That way, you have all the elements of the original design, but it's easier to see everything that's going on. I know a lot of people looked at this OC and saw the way it was designed and compared it to canon characters in MLP, pointing out that the way the eyes are designed and all of the weird patterns were just weird as hell to have. But she actually gave me a reason as to why her character's eyes were like this. When we posted the original video, Pepper actually commented on it and said the reason her OC's eyes were the way that they were was because she's part alien, which is actually a really good explanation for why she looks the way she does. I don't have the comment anymore. I must have accidentally deleted it. I wish the alien aspect was shown more. I think that would have been loads of fun. Might have to make my own alien MLP OC because I'm getting loads of ideas for that. I'm just going to go over all the designs first and then just combine the bios into one big bio to make things easier for me. So this is Peparmint's Dark Side OC, as she calls it, aka Evil Peppermint Splash. This design is a lot less cluttered, and the dark green and gray, blue color look a lot better on this design than the original design because almost all the colors are muted. The only exception being the horn, the necklace, and her eyes. I think the stripes on her horn should have also been toned down from the bright teal color to something darker. Her eyes as well. I'm confused as to why the galaxy portion of her eyes isn't there in this picture. Oh, you know what you could have done? Change the teal to a dark red to match what the rest of the design has going on. The cutie mark for this design is the same as before, but with black on the inside of the heart and blood, I think, dripping down from the heart. Pretty stereotypical of what a kid would think is dark and spooky. The white treble clef makes it so much easier to see though. Wish it was white in the other picture too. So this one is called the Shy Side OC Heart Splash. And I don't know how hearts relate to a character being shy. I would have thought this design was the love side. And honestly, I like this design. The pink goes really well with the blues and teals. It's definitely my favorite of all the designs. The MS Paint hearts do look off, but there's not much that can be done about that other than drawing the hearts yourself instead of using the tool. It might help make them look like they actually belong in the hair. This design is the Mystic design, and I guess she was going to be used for a comic. Personally, I think this should have been the simpler design for Peppermint Splash instead of the actual simple design, which is this one. The dark blue just goes really nice with that teal, and you can still tell the OC is supposed to be Peppermint Splash. The splash design is too simple. If it wasn't for the cutie mark, I'd probably think the OC was supposed to be one completely separate from Peppermint Splash, not just a simpler design for her. Both designs are fine, I just like Mystic Splash more than I like Splash. And finally, the Equestria Girls Peppermint Splash. I think the biggest problem with making complex OC designs for My Little Pony is if you want to make them an Equestria Girls counterpart, you're going to have a rough time. Peppermint's design was already pretty cluttered, but then we have to add clothing into the mix, and it gets hard to tell what's going on in the picture. Her arm markings also look kind of weird on an Equestria Girls design. I think what would have worked better is giving her one of those long sleeve shirts where the sleeves are kind of transparent, but they have designs on them. I think they're literally called tattoo shirts. Speaking of the design on her arms, I'm just now realizing that the teal patterns are supposed to be like music notes and shit. At least that's what they look like. It could just be random patterns, but I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be like musical designs. You know what I'm saying? But that's it for all of the Peppermint Splash designs. Not really a whole lot to say on any of them. So we're moving on to the bio. Names: Peppermint Splash, Nightmare Splash, Peppermint Splash's Dark Side, Heart Splash, Mystic Splash, and Splash. Nickname: Splash, Peps, Splashy, PS, and Peppermint. Nightmare, Splash, NS and Night, Heart, Splashy, HS, and Valentine. Gender: female, age 15, breed unicorn. Alright, so here it only says unicorn, but she said in her comment that she's part alien, and she never really included this fact in the bios. And I'm pretty sure she said it was because it was a secret that Peparmint Splash was part alien, which could have been for story reasons that she never got to show off, but I don't know, honestly. Power Peparmint. This part was only in Mystic Splash's bio, and I'm still confused. What does the power of Peparmint do? Does she have the ability to make everything minty fresh? Like, what does it do? Note to all of those watching, when you have a power listed and it's not something super obvious, like time travel, please add an explanation. We aren't mind readers, we don't know what you mean when you just list a power and leave it at that. Likes, chocolate, girly girl, cotton candy, angels, hang out with friends, hearts and hooves day, school, cute and kawaii things, cake, and glitter. I'm still confused as to what girly girl is. I'm making the assumption they meant girly things, considering the rest of the likes for the character. Or are they talking about the girl who made Rainbow Splash? I know her username for a while was Girly Girl. Nightmares likes Drakeness, Rude Ponies, hanging out with the MLPFIM villains, dark things, scary, ghosts, night, nightmares, being rude, bad. Hearts likes pink things, cute, and kawaii, hearts and hooves day, Peparmint Splash, and Nightmare Splash, Fluttershy, animals, bunnies, socks, number 3. Heart Splash's likes are almost a complete copy-paste of Peppermint's likes with only a few differences. And why the number 3? Why specifically the number 3? That's so odd to just have there. Dislikes, mean and rude ponies, black color, bad hair day, villains, writing, doctor, dark, angry, being mean, and dragon. Nightmares dislikes, Princess Celestia, the main 7, cute things, colorful mane, Twilight Sparkle, nice ponies, being nice, candies, sparkly eyes, slim mane. What does slim mane mean? And because you already listed the main 7, you don't need to list Twilight Sparkle since she is a part of the main group of characters for My Little Pony. Hearts dislikes, scary movie, rude ponies, not being nice, the color back, darkness, nightmare night, villains, the moon, being alone, and books. Personality, loves to hang out with her friends. She is very girly girl. Most of the time she eats sweets. No, she is not a cough potato. Cough potato. I remember when I first read that and about died laughing about it. She totally hates mean or rude ponies. She will do anything for a friend. She is powerful like Twilight and Starlight. She could create wings with her magic. She love adorable things. Her fave YouTuber is Cookie Swirl C and Cutie. She is PFF with Rarity. She loves Angel Light, so becomes sad very, very easily. She loves to sleep on clouds, and she is smart. Nightmare personality. Hates the main 6. She loves dark and scary things. She loves Nightmare Night. She fears colorful things. She loves Princess Luna, but Princess Luna doesn't. Loves to fight. She thinks she's the best, and she looks like very scary, but she really is not that bad. She always take care of Peparmint Splash. Peppermint knows that Nightmare Splash loves her, but Nightmare Splash never tells that she cares about Peppermint Splash. Her fave song is Silent Scream. She loves wolves, she loves Cupcake, but she doesn't tell any pony. It's a secret, but she really hates school and fruits. Heart's personality. She is the sweetest pony, loves her friends. She is the shy one. She gets scared a lot. She loves Hearts at Tuesday. She will never ever hurt any pony. She loves cupcake cakes. Her PFF is Fluttershy. She loves Peppermint no matter what. Why one of her nickname is Valentine? Because she loves the name. There is a story behind the name. Her favorite song is Shy. Her secret is that she really has a power to make food magically. Okay. Her fave ships are TS plus FS, RD plus S, AJ plus TH, PP plus CS, R plus S, F plus D, SG plus S. She sometimes plays with the Cutie Mark Crusaders. She's very lovely. I know these are all initials for characters in the show, but I don't have the energy to figure out all of them. I know what some of them are. PP plus CS is Pinkie Pie and Cheese Sandwich. RD plus S, I think, is Rainbow Dash and Spike. R plus S is Rarity and Spike. And the rest I don't know. Shipping Spike with any of the main 6 is really weird. Pepper was young, so I can't fully fault her for shipping Spike with Rarity or Rainbow Dash, because she wouldn't understand why that's weird and wrong. Kids don't know better. I know I didn't know why some of the things I shipped were weird as fuck when I was little, but for future reference, Spike is a child. He is described as a baby dragon for most of the series. He only becomes a preteen in Season 8 when he gets wings. And the main 6 and all of their friends are grown-ass adults. Don't ship children with adults. That's fucking weird. Mystic's personality. She is one of the kind. Her necklace is very special because if she lost her necklace or didn't wear it, she cannot use her magic. She will faint. She is not rude at all. She's kind like Fluttershy, and she will do anything for her friends. She's strong, brave, and a little bit shy. I can see the necklace portion working very well. Like, what if the reason she can't use magic and she faints when it's removed is because her soul is literally trapped inside the necklace? That could be very interesting. I'm gonna take that idea and make an OC with it. I swear to God, that's a good idea. Some days I really love my brain. Cutie Mark. One day, she was a little filly. In her school, her teacher said to sing a song. She didn't get her cutie mark yet. She was so shy to sing a song, so she couldn't. But when she goes to her room, she always sings. She is very good at singing, but she never tells a friend that she can't sing. One day, she had to sing because every student was very, very curious to see how I sing, even my teacher. So I had to. So I sing a song and something magical is happening. She was floating. Then when she came down, she found her cutie mark. She was super happy. She was crying with joy. She loved her cutie mark. Her fave song is Closer by the Chainsmokers. I don't have a lot to say about the cutie mark story. Just that I've noticed that getting a cutie mark generally relates to when the character has a big moment of realization. Like, oh my god, this is what I'm meant to be doing. This is who I am. Not just, I was singing one day and then got my cutie mark. You know, this is the Equestria Girls info. She is the most talented singer in the high school. She is part of the main 7. Sunset Shimmer is a big fan of Peppermint Splash. She has a short mint dress with open in the shoulder, a small blue skirt and her cutie mark on it, and a black net pant and some high heels. Backstory coming soon. I'm sorry, I had to. In my last video, we played this sad music every time we got to the backstory because they all say coming soon. Knowing she was much younger than she said she was publicly makes the bad grammar make a lot more sense. You don't really start learning grammar and sentence structure till later, if I remember correctly. I don't know, it's been a hot minute since I've had an English class. I graduated high school in 2016. That was almost 10 years ago. And it's been even longer since I've been in elementary and middle school. I remember jack shit from those classes. Alright, that's it for the characters' bios, but there is some more information on Peppermint Splash in the form of a trivia section. So we'll go through that real quick. Peppermint Splash trivia. The peppermint is wrong, but her parents decided to put Peparmint for style instead of putting peppermint. Okay, this is wildly off topic, but if you want to become a parent, do not stylize your child's name or name them something unique. Don't do it. Remember, this isn't like naming a pet. You are naming a person. They're going to have to meet other children, and if their name is something super weird or is spelled super weird, like Stephanie spelled Stefonknee, they will be bullied. Children are not pets. They are people and are going to have to grow up in a society that will treat them like shit later down the line. Make it a middle name if you want something unique in your child's name. Please, I'm begging you. Sorry, I just got shivers reading her parents decided to put Peparmint for style instead of Peppermint for a fictional character. This is fine, I don't care. It just reminded me that real people will name their kids crazy ass shit. There was one woman I read about that named her child after the second deadliest concentration camp, Treblinka, because she liked the way it sounded. Horrible, that poor kid. Anyways, back to the trivia. 2. Peppermint Splash gets sad very easily because when she was 7 years old, she watched sad movies. You know, you don't have to really have a specific reason for her to get sad easily. Some people are just emotional. Like me, I cry very easily, whether it's from pure rage or I see something even slightly upsetting. Some people are just like that. Having a specific reason for her getting sad easily is just unnecessary. Unless it's like something that relates to trauma and it needs explaining for backstory reasons. 3. She is 50% girly girl and 50% tomboy, but most of the time she's girly girl. 4. She can't see blood. This bit still gets me every time I read it because I still don't understand what it means. Is any form of blood just literally invisible to her? Or is this part trying to say that she has a blood phobia and if she sees blood, she's going to freak out? I really hope it's the second reason because if it's the first, I have so many questions. Like why and how and what? 5. Her fave pony is Princess Celestia. 6. Most of the time she sings. 7. Why her element has beautiness, cause she's beautiful on the inside. So I'm not going to touch on the made up element of harmony, that's a topic for another day. But beautiness? It would be the element of beauty, not beautiness. Beautiness honestly just sounds dumb. I don't even think it's a proper word. I know it's the name of a musical artist, but I don't think beautiness is in the dictionary. I could be wrong, but when I googled the word, all I got was a wiki page. 8. She loves music and songs a lot. You could have easily combined this one and number 6. She loves music, so much so she spends a lot of her time singing. Boom. That way, you're not basically repeating yourself. And that's it for the trivia. It's a rather short section, and it wasn't even in the OC's bio. It was in a journal, I believe. Which, again, I don't like the information about your OC being scattered everywhere unless it's like a story, you know? And we're learning about the OC as we read the story, but if it's just a character with a bio, it's better to try and keep everything in one spot. But that is it for this character, her alt versions, and all of the information. Each version of Peppermint Splash was presented like they're completely different characters, even though they're just her but slightly different. And what I think would be fun, so they're all actually separate characters, but you could still keep their looks and such, is if they're all siblings. They could be quintuplets. I don't really have a lot to say outside of what I've already said. I just kind of want to take a look back on another old character and remake my old video because the old one was bad. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like my content and want to support me, check out my Patreon, Ko-fi, and Threadless where I sell shit. And check out all my other social medias. I have DeviantArt, Blue Sky, Unveil, Wattpad, and Artfight. I'm Yuji, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.